"Settle down, class," Miss Ral'kira said loudly, clapping her long, clawed hands together. "Come now, it's time to learn about Earth." Her students groaned at the prospect of another planetary lesson. Miss Ral'kira, a Zamrin teacher, had always found it challenging to engage her students, especially when it came to human history. Her species, the Zamrin, were known for their quick learning via text, thanks to their complex brains and 2 sets of slit pupils that allowed them to read multiple books at once. The Zamrin council leaders were cautious about humans, maintaining a measured pace in their interactions after the initial contact caused an overwhelming response from humanity. Humans, with their smooth skin, head fronds, short thick tails, and refined features, were fascinated by the dragon like Zamrin. Scholars believed that humans once had their own draconic creatures, leading to an infatuation with Zamrin. This attention made the Zamrin uncomfortable, leading to cautious engagement with humans. Despite this, Miss Ral'kira wished her students would share the same respect for her teachings. Isn't Earth's history just made up? A young blue Ural mused, balancing a digital stylus on her nose. I heard they all just live in giant gyms and are born in vats. A bright pink Auckland rolled his eyes. If they were born in vats, they wouldn't have navels. This is not about how humans are made. This is about their world, Miss Ral'kira stated firmly, her bright yellow lips pursed in annoyance. We will discuss human cultures and biology later, during our studies on the cultures of the Kracktar Confederation. There was another collective groan. Really now, this is supposed to prime you all for your future professions. How are you going to know what to expect when visiting other planets? I'm sure you've all heard of the folly that came before the Auckland visit to Earth, Miss Ral'kira growled out. All of the Auckland in the classroom grimaced, remembering the embarrassing incident when their first pilots crashed their craft into the dirt of Earth. The same young Ural balancing her stylus snatched it off her nose when another student spoke up. A male Ural with fur like firelight scoffed, "That won't change anything. Their hearts still grow too weak from the lack of gravity, even if they work out on that stupid orbital platform. If the Auckland runs too much, they risk heart failure. May as well put them in pressure suits." The blue female Ural grinned at the male fanged Lee. Before Miss Ral'kira could quiet them, multiple Auckland stood up in outrage, despite the exertion making them sweat. "We do not need suits to be on Earth," the pink male Auckland called out, slamming his clawed hand on the table. "We can earn our way through strength like the rest of you." A yellow female Auckland rounded on the blue female Ural. "All of us have been working out in gravity chambers to toughen ourselves. All you did was hide and mine asteroids during the war." The blue female Ural leaned back smugly. Miss Ral'kira slammed her thick hands against her table, rattling her data slates and jewelry mantle. "That is enough. Sit down now. I will not have this divisive talk in my classroom." The students quieted down, seeing Miss Ral'kira's head fronds expanding in rage. Zamrin may have been a bookish race, but they could still attack the mind if riled up enough. Miss Ral'kira smoothed her teaching robes and resettled her mantle of duty. A brave Jinn, one of the four-armed, triangular-headed race new to the Kracktar Confederation, raised his hand. "So, Earth?" "Yes, Earth," Miss Ral'kira said, tapping the data screen to bring it to life. "Earth is classified as a death world. Is that because it's boring?" The blue female Ural quipped again. Miss Ral'kira spun around, her head fronds deployed, fixing the Ural with a steely glare. The Ural, named Mirak, clapped her hands to her head in dread. "Wait," Mirak began to wail, but Miss Ral'kira focused her will on the insolent Ural. "Be quiet, Miss Mirak," she said firmly. Mirak writhed on the ground, crying out. "Okay, I'm sorry, stop it." Miss Ral'kira's fronds deflated and laid neatly against her head and neck. Anyone else wishing to disrupt my class? Heads shook back and forth, the jinn wondering what they had gotten themselves into. Miss Ral'kira cleared her throat. As I stated, many classify Earth as a death world due to its high gravity and its inhabitants' culture. Humans, as we know, are an extremely militant race, honing their skills for war by battling among themselves for thousands of years. A juniper-colored Ural raised his hand. Then why haven't humans taken over the Confederation if they're so powerful? Fair question, Miss Ral'kira said with a smile, tapping her data screen. Humans are highly sociable and value their relationships with other species. They are only outwardly aggressive when provoked. Some humans have coined the phrase, take and give, when working with them. A female jinn raised her arm. Is that why the Zamrin have a non-social engagement clause with the humans? Miss Ral'kira blushed. Yes, our leadership feared social issues due to human infatuation with us. Half the landing party went off mission and stayed on Earth, causing panic among Zamrin leadership. The class chuckled, and Miss Ral'kira continued. Earth's high gravity has allowed humans to grow extremely strong, and they have multiple biodomes due to not controlling their planet's weather. Humans live in extreme temperatures, vacationing for the challenge of survival. A male Ipol asked, why would they allow such temperatures? Humans see their planet as their last remaining challenge after mastering other predators, Miss Ral'kira replied. Their sports, many of which are outlawed in the Confederation, reflect this. What kind of sports? A female jinn called out. Miss Ral'kira showed slides of extreme sports, explaining how humans risk their lives for the thrill. They thrive in danger, which is why you must exercise extreme caution on Earth. A female Carlin asked, why keep dangerous animals alive? Humans believe their world is healthier with predators, Miss Ral'kira explained. It's part of their culture and belief in maintaining the natural order. The class was quiet as the lesson sank in. Miss Ral'kira concluded, Earth is a death world not just because of its environment, but because of humans themselves. They are dangerous, but good-natured. Always remember, their reality must be kept in mind. Miss Ral'kira sighed as the classroom door slid shut behind the last of her students. She gathered her materials, her mind still focused on the lesson about Earth and its unique inhabitants. The Zamrin teacher couldn't help but feel a mix of frustration and hope. Despite their initial resistance, she knew that understanding humanity was crucial for the future of the Kracktar Confederation. The next day, the students were still buzzing with discussions about Earth's dangers and human resilience. As they settled into their seats, Miss Ral'kira noticed a different energy in the room. The students seemed more engaged, their curiosity piqued by the previous lesson. Good morning, class, she began, her voice carrying a tone of anticipation. Today, we'll delve deeper into the interactions between humans and the other races of the Confederation. We'll explore both the challenges and the unexpected alliances that have formed. A hand shot up from a silver-scaled Ural named Thal. Miss Ral'kira, is it true that humans have saved entire civilizations from extinction? Miss Ral'kira nodded. Yes, Thal, that is correct. One of the most notable examples is the rescue of the Jinder people during the War of Shadows. The Jinder were on the brink of annihilation, their homeworld devastated by an aggressive alien species known as the Dravik. It was the humans who led a daring rescue mission, evacuating the surviving Jinder and providing them with a new home on a terraformed moon. The class listened intently, their skepticism gradually replaced by a growing respect for the humans. Miss Ral'kira continued, showing images and videos of the rescue mission. The scenes depicted humans working tirelessly alongside Jinder refugees, building shelters, and providing medical aid. Humans are indeed formidable warriors, but they are also capable of great compassion and cooperation, she explained. Their willingness to risk their lives for others has earned them the respect and gratitude of many races within the Confederation. A bright pink Auckland named Vela raised her hand. But aren't there tensions between humans and other species as well? Miss Ral'kira nodded again. Absolutely, Vela. Tensions and conflicts are inevitable in a diverse alliance like the Confederation. There have been incidents where misunderstandings and cultural differences led to clashes. However, it is through these challenges that stronger alliances are often forged. She brought up an image of a human diplomat shaking hands with a tall, insectoid Cathari. For instance, the Cathari initially viewed humans with suspicion due to their aggressive nature. However, after several diplomatic missions and joint ventures, the two races found common ground. Today, they share advanced technologies and collaborate on various scientific projects. The students exchanged thoughtful glances, realizing that cooperation with humans required both caution and openness. Miss Ral'kira could see that her efforts to broaden their perspectives were beginning to bear fruit. As future leaders and diplomats of the Kracktar Confederation, it is essential that you understand the complexities of interspecies relationships, she said, her gaze sweeping across the room. Humans, with all their strengths and flaws, are an integral part of our alliance. Learning to work with them will not only benefit your careers, but also contribute to the stability and prosperity of the Confederation. The lesson continued with discussions about joint military exercises, trade agreements, and cultural exchanges between humans and other species. The students were encouraged to share their thoughts and ask questions, fostering a lively and engaging atmosphere. As the class drew to a close, Miss Ral'kira felt a sense of accomplishment. She had successfully guided her students through another important lesson, helping them appreciate the value of understanding and cooperation in a galaxy teeming with diversity. Remember, she concluded, our strength lies in our unity. Embrace the differences, learn from one another, and together we can overcome any challenge that comes our way. The students left the classroom with a newfound respect for humanity and a deeper understanding of the intricate web of alliances that held the Kracktar Confederation together. Miss Ral'kira watched them go, hopeful for the future and proud of the progress they had made. Miss Ral'kira stood before her class, the students' faces illuminated by the soft glow of the holographic display. Today's lesson was about to venture into uncharted territory. She knew that understanding the complexities of the Confederation's alliances required more than just theoretical knowledge. It demanded real-world application and first-hand experience. "Settle down, class," she said, her tone commanding yet warm. "Today, we will discuss a recent event that tested the unity of the Confederation and brought the importance of our alliances into sharp focus." The lights dimmed as the holographic display sprang to life, showing the image of a starship. It was a sleek, battle-worn vessel with the emblem of the Confederation proudly displayed on its hull. "This is the CSS Resolute," Miss Ral'kira began. "A multi-species crewed starship that recently played a crucial role in a mission that could have fractured the Confederation's alliances or strengthened them." The students leaned forward, their interest piqued. Miss Ral'kira continued, her eyes scanning the room to ensure she had everyone's attention. The Resolute was tasked with a rescue mission in the disputed zone near the Viridian Nebula, she explained. A region rich in resources but fraught with territorial conflicts. A distress signal had been received from a stranded Zarathian freighter, heavily damaged and unable to escape the gravity well of a nearby planet. The holographic display shifted to show the stricken Zarathian ship, surrounded by swirling debris and ominous, stormy clouds. The crew of the Resolute was a diverse mix, including humans, Zarathians, and representatives from several other species, Miss Ral'kira said. Their mission was not only to rescue the freighter, but also to navigate the delicate political tensions between the species involved. A student, a blue-skinned Ural named Thal, raised his hand. Miss Ral'kira, what made this mission so significant? Miss Ral'kira smiled, appreciating Thal's curiosity. The significance lay in the fact that the Zarathians had a long-standing mistrust of humans, stemming from a series of historical misunderstandings and conflicts. This mission would test whether the crew could set aside their differences and work together for a common goal. The display showed scenes of the Resolute's crew preparing for the mission, their faces a mixture of determination and apprehension. Miss Ral'kira pointed to a human officer, standing alongside a Zarathian engineer, both engaged in intense discussion. Captain Elena Martinez, a human, and engineer Lorik, a Zarathian, had to overcome their ingrained biases and learn to trust each other, she said. Their cooperation was essential for the success of the mission. The students watched as the holographic display depicted the Resolute's approach to the stranded freighter, navigating through a minefield of space debris and volatile energy surges. Tensions were high, and the stakes were even higher. As the Resolute drew closer, the crew encountered unexpected resistance, Miss Ral'kira narrated. A rogue faction of pirates exploiting the chaos ambushed the Resolute, hoping to claim the Zarathian freighter's valuable cargo. The display showed the intense battle that ensued, with the Resolute's crew fighting valiantly against the pirates. Laser fire streaked across the void, and the ship rocked under the impact of enemy attacks. Amidst the chaos, Captain Martinez and Engineer Lorik had to coordinate their efforts seamlessly, Miss Ral'kira said. They realized that their survival depended on mutual trust and cooperation. Captain Martinez executed daring maneuvers to outflank the pirates, while Lorik and his engineering team worked tirelessly to maintain the ship's integrity. The students were on the edge of their seats as the display depicted the climactic moment of the battle. The Resolute managed to disable the pirate vessels and secure the area around the freighter. With the pirates neutralized, the crew of the Resolute turned their attention to the rescue, Miss Ral'kira continued. They successfully evacuated the Zarathian freighter's crew and stabilized the ship's systems. It was a moment of triumph, born from unity and collaboration. The display shifted to show the aftermath of the mission. The rescued Zarathians expressed their gratitude to the crew of the Resolute, their previous mistrust replaced by newfound respect. The mission of the CSS Resolute was a testament to the power of unity within the Confederation, Miss Ral'kira said, her voice filled with pride. It demonstrated that despite our differences, we are stronger together. The crew's actions forged a bond of trust and camaraderie that will serve as a foundation for future cooperation. The students erupted into applause, clearly inspired by the story. Miss Ral'kira felt a sense of satisfaction, knowing that they had grasped the importance of their lesson. Remember, she concluded, the strength of the Confederation lies not in our individual abilities, but in our collective spirit. By embracing our diversity and working together, we can overcome any challenge. The Resolute returned to the Confederation's primary space station, bearing not only the rescued Zarathians, but also a newfound sense of unity. Captain Elena Martinez and Engineer Lorik stood side by side on the bridge as the ship approached the station, their expressions reflecting the journey they had undergone together. Miss Ral'kira gathered her class for one final lesson on this mission. The room buzzed with anticipation as the students settled into their seats, eager to learn how the story concluded. Today, class, Miss Ral'kira began. We will discuss the aftermath of the Resolute's mission and the lasting impact it had on the Confederation. The holographic display showed the Resolute docking at the space station, greeted by a welcoming committee of high-ranking officials from various species. Captain Martinez and Engineer Lorik were among those to disembark first, their presence symbolizing the success of the mission. The successful rescue and the cooperation between the crew members were widely celebrated, Miss Ral'kira explained. The mission had demonstrated that despite deep-rooted mistrust and cultural differences, collaboration was not only possible, but essential for the survival and prosperity of the Confederation. As the students watched, the display depicted a grand assembly hall filled with representatives from all member species of the Confederation. The atmosphere was one of unity and hope, a stark contrast to the tensions that had previously threatened their alliance. At the assembly, Captain Martinez and Engineer Lorik were invited to speak about their experience, Miss Ral'kira said. Their words carried the weight of their journey and the lessons they had learned. The display zoomed in on Captain Martinez as she addressed the assembly. Our mission was a test of our ability to work together, to set aside our differences and unite for a common goal, she said. We faced immense challenges, but we overcame them through trust, respect, and cooperation. The Resolute's success is a testament to what we can achieve when we stand together. Engineer Lorik stepped forward, his voice filled with conviction. As a Zarathian, I had my doubts about working alongside humans and other species. But this mission taught me that our strength lies in our diversity. By combining our unique skills and perspectives, we were able to accomplish what none of us could have done alone. This is the true power of the Confederation. The students listened intently, absorbing the significance of the moment. Miss Ral'kira could see the impact the story was having on them, the realization that unity was not just an ideal, but a practical necessity. The Assembly's response was overwhelmingly positive, Miss Ral'kira continued. The mission of the Resolute became a symbol of hope and inspiration for the entire Confederation. It led to renewed efforts to strengthen interspecies cooperation and to address the underlying issues that had caused divisions. The display shifted to show various scenes of interspecies collaboration, joint military exercises, cultural exchanges, and scientific endeavors. The bonds forged during the Resolute's mission were spreading throughout the Confederation, creating a network of trust and mutual respect. In the wake of the mission, Miss Ral'kira said, the Confederation established new initiatives to promote understanding and cooperation among its member species. Programs were created to facilitate cultural exchange, joint training exercises, and collaborative research projects. These efforts helped to break down barriers and build a stronger, more resilient alliance. The students watched as the display depicted a future where the Confederation thrived, its members working together seamlessly to face new challenges and explore new frontiers. The legacy of the Resolute's mission was evident in every aspect of this future, a testament to the power of unity and cooperation. Miss Ral'kira turned to her class, her expression one of pride and hope. The story of the Resolute is not just a tale of heroism and adventure. It is a lesson for all of us. It shows that by embracing our differences and working together, we can achieve greatness. The future of the Confederation depends on each one of you carrying forward this spirit of unity and cooperation. The room was filled with applause, the students clearly inspired by the story and its message. Miss Ral'kira felt a deep sense of satisfaction, knowing that she had helped to instill in them the values that would guide them in their future endeavors. As the students filed out of the classroom, their minds buzzing with ideas and aspirations, Miss Ral'kira looked out at the stars beyond the station's windows. She knew that the path ahead would not always be easy, but with leaders and diplomats like her students, the future of the Confederation was bright. The journey of the Resolute had come to an end, but its legacy would live on, a beacon of hope and a testament to the enduring power of unity. And as the Confederation faced the challenges of tomorrow, it would do so with the strength and resilience born from the lessons of the past.